Flare is back. And somehow, I have no idea why, each time they come up with a new Nikke figure, they almost always turn me off. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 13th to 18th of October 2025. And for this week, we have an average amount of genuine figures, but really good stuff this week. Compared to last week, this week is so much better, which means worse for your wallet. But on the third party side, we have quite a lot of figures to go through. So let's not waste more time, I suppose. First up, Hobby Link Japan to check out genuine licensed figures on pre-order this week. And as usual, I will be covering all of the scale figures. Starting off with the largest scale 1x4, we have Ranma Half Shampoo Bunny version by freeing 30,000 yen, releasing in March next year. For those of you collectors of characters from classic anime, last week we got Ranma Half, so this week we get Shampoo, to be expected. For me, I do think Shampoo looks a lot nicer between the two, mostly because of her colors. Yeah, the combination between that hot pink bunny suit and her blue purplish hair, that is a great combination. And those stripes on her bunny outfit, the vertical lines, somehow something so simple is making the figure look quite a bit better in comparison. Just that if there's one thing that really caught my attention and I feel like it is a bad color choice, that would be the strings on the side of her leg. Bright fluorescent yellow. Why? You will see me nitpick color choices on anime figures a lot, or even character designs, because yeah, I care about colors. Yeah, those fluorescent color strings are a bit odd, but otherwise, this is a great looking bunny girl figure and only 30,000 yen. Moving up next, we have a 1x6 scale concept masterline Demon Slayer, Tanjiro and Nezuko Ultimate version by Prime 1 Studio. Premium resin statue, 189,000 yen, releasing in November 2026. And there is also a standard version for 144k, which is not a bad buy actually. If all you care is the main characters, the figures, and a somewhat decent base, you don't want your base to be overcomplicated, then this is not a bad buy this time around. 145k November release. If you want everything, you don't want to miss out on any missing parts, right? Just like me, then yeah, you'll fork out another 40,000+ yen just for that additional backdrop, that background over there, which is a great looking background. I wonder if there are any LEDs. Let me go through the pictures right here. Now, two figures, each of them averaging 90k, including base. It's not too bad. And it is not just the background. Yep, this background piece over here, this is not the only bonus item. As is the case with most Prime 1 Studio figures, you get additional faceplates, additional head sculpts. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not sure what to think, because on one hand, I have FOMO, I don't want to miss out on anything, but on the other hand, having so many extra stuff lying around in a figure's box untouched almost forever, I'm not sure if I like that feeling. Yeah, I feel conflicted about this part, so case by case basis I guess, but I tend to favor getting them all. Needless to say, this is already one of the best looking Tanjiro and Nezuko figures, so the only problem is price, right? Price and money, how thick your wallet is. This is a good buy actually. Right, moving up next, we have 1x6 scale Girls Frontline to Exilum, Florence Enchanting White Feather by VK and just under 20,000 yen, June release. Now this one, I know, I don't have anything to say about this brand, VK and, which is relatively new, and I'm not sure if they have any figure out already. I'm not sure. But you know, it is a Chinese brand. It is. And with Chinese brands, you guys know that how much I trust them nowadays. Later on, we are going to discuss about a new Japanese figure brand, and then you will understand why I tend to trust a new Chinese brand instead of a new Japanese brand. Yeah. So back to this Florence figure over here. This is just PA15, but I love her. And it seems like Girls Frontline 2 is getting a little bit of resurgence, right? If you watch my video frequently, you know that I have been writing off this franchise for a while. It is like interest is waning over time. But suddenly, in the recent months, suddenly we are getting a huge wave of figures from Girls Frontline 2, and that is encouraging to see, at least, because they do have amazing character designs. It is not like their character designs are inferior to Azur Lane or Nikke or FGO, no. Just that I don't know if people are not enjoying the actual game on their devices, or there are some other factors, just like people are unhappy about Genshin Impact as the game experience becomes poorer over time. Or at least that is what I'm feeling watching other people discussing about the game. So hopefully Girls Frontline 2 will do well in this regard when it comes to the figure market. I'm not sure how to predict how the prices will be after release, but this is a good one. Up next, we have an Azur Lane Fargo figure by Anigame, 17,000 yen only at 1/6 scale, releasing in October next year. So Anigame, by now I have given them the nickname of the Kotobukiya of Chinese figure brands. Great prices, relatively lower prices than usual for premium scale figures. They are also consistent. I mean, the quality of their figures, I've only reviewed just one figure from them. I know I need to review more to get a rough idea of their consistency, but early impressions are pretty good. And what I'm feeling over here is that they are keeping the figures simple, not overcomplicated stuff, but at the same time, the prices will be low and they are big at 1/6 scale. So this brand is easy to recommend if you are not feeling like paying 30,000 yen for each Alter Azur Lane figure. This is a good alternative. You can remove her head, of course, and if there's one thing missing from this figure, it would be a deluxe DX version, but not with a wall scroll. Give us a 1/6 scale cow behind her. I like it. I do like this figure. Right, moving up next. This is the main highlight this week, at least in my opinion. Now we are in 1/7 scale territory. Coming from Max Factory, we have Ghost in the Shell Manga Edition Motoko Kusanagi, 27,000 yen, October release. If there's one mistake I've made before filming to this video is that I should have checked out what the aftermarket value of existing Ghost in the Shell figures are like. We had one from Emon Toys. I'm pretty sure Emon Toys has a figure of her, but that is like the anime version, not as detailed as this one. And there were a few in the past, but those are pretty old figures. And I would imagine that they are not cheap in the aftermarket today, right? I'm just guessing. So, with this fact alone, I think this figure is a must-have for Ghost in the Shell fans, and even more so for people who love science fiction stuff or detailed stuff. I'm not even a big fan of this anime or manga, but this thing really, it is so shiny, it captures my attention. Her hair is almost metallic looking. Pearlescent finish maybe, right? I love them. And the only thing that is deterring me from pre-ordering this thing early is that I'm not sure if the price will be in. Which is why I'm urging you guys to at least check out the aftermarket values of existing Motoko Kusanagi figures. If their prices are very low, then maybe you can wait until after release before looking for a deal on this figure. But if those figures have a high resale value, then you should pre-order this thing early before you regret it. The thing is that Max Factory as a brand is one of the best scale figure brands out there. They are S tier to me. But despite this very fact that they make excellent figures, a lot of their stuff bargain bin, regardless of what anime or game they are from. Happens a lot, which is why I'm not sure how to predict this one, and the best way to predict how her value will be after release is to look at existing Motoko figures that were already out for the past few years. If you don't care about all these things, you don't want to overthink it, you just want to have a figure of your favorite characters from manga or anime or games, then yes, pre-order it early. Don't ask questions because Max Factory is guaranteed to give you good stuff. Moving on to the next one here, 1/7 scale Hyper Dimension Neptunia Purple Heart from the Clockworks, and I'm so surprised that this is going for under 27,000 yen or under 30,000 yen for the matter. Releasing in June next year. If I am not mistaken, the Clockworks, their figures are being distributed by Good Smile as well. So they have ties to Good Smile company. I was expecting this thing to be like 35k, to be honest. When I saw this figure in One Fest a few months ago, was it One Fest Summer? Because figures by this brand is not exactly that cheap, and for a character like Purple Heart, it is not that surprising. The Alter version is cheap at roughly 20,000 yen because that came out many years ago. And the Alter one, that is almost a perfect Purple Heart figure. Almost. But it had a big design flaw because they were too ambitious. That figure is not plugged into the base in any way. It is literally balancing on 3 metal poles. Balancing on, not plugged in. So you balance that figure on 3 metal poles, and if you're not careful, you knock over her, the whole thing will fall over easily. That is the outer version. And I think they were trying too hard to not drill any holes into the figure, because I would imagine that some people won't like it. And that is going by the reactions from you guys when I reviewed Max Factory's Asuma Toki. You did not like a hole on the front right leg. So I suppose that Alter was trying to avoid that, and they somehow achieved their goals, but at the expense of the stability of the figure. To me, I see it as being completely pointless, because if the figure falls over and breaks, then yeah, that would suck even further. So I don't get the part about no holes in anime figures. I would prefer my figures to be as stable as possible. Which is also why stability test in anime figures is a thing. When I review every anime figure, I would shake them for this reason. So back to this brand over here, the Clockworks. Well, I don't have much to say other than telling you that they have some connection to Good Smile, but they should be an independent figure company. Like, it is not Good Smile manufacturing them, no. Same case with Fat Company, they are tied to Good Smile, but they are their own company, just that Good Smile is handling the distribution and sometimes the claims in case the figure comes with a big defect. Right, this is a good buy if you ask me. It is a good pre-order. And if you care about not breaking your figures, then maybe this is a better get than the Alter one, which was why I have been comparing the two. Moving up next, I've never seen this character before. Must be a new character in Girls Frontline, is it? So this is Lewis, not Hamilton. 1x7 skill at under 28,000 yen, August release. And considering it is just a pretty girl with a nice dress and a big gun, and most likely around disc base, 28k is very expensive. But I'm not too surprised because this is QSQ we are talking about. This brand really likes to price their stuff very high. But character design wise, I am loving it. And this is a perfect example of how you don't necessarily need any fan service to make a character attractive. Right? The dress design is beautiful. And what is up this thing? Anyways, I love it. And even her firearm, everything about this figure is beautiful. The only problem I have is the price point. And going by the existing figures, Girls Frontline figures that have been released by QSQ so far, they are holding on their value pretty well. Some even went over 30,000 yen. I saw it on Ami at least. So maybe pre-order it, maybe. Existing older GFL figures, right? They bargain bin like crazy, especially the ones by Fat Company. But I'm not sure if I can use the binning of existing older GFL figures as a reference to what will happen to these newer GFL figures in future. The sequel, GFL 2. Yeah, I'm not sure how to predict at this point. And these are great photographs. Very lovely photographs. I kind of want it, to be honest. I kind of want it. After all, I love pretty girls with big guns or swords. QSQ as a brand, well, they make great figures. I have no problem recommending them, as long you can swallow the price over here. Next up, we have Azur Lane from Alter. This is New Orleans Evening Agricole version. Just under 22,000 yen and releasing in November next year. And you are kind of getting 1.5 figures at under 22k. This is a very plain and simple figure. if you are not getting any additional parts, then this figure would have cost maybe 16,000-17,000 yen. But at under 22k, you get to display the figures in two major different ways. And the way they have designed the cast-off parts of this figure is genius, I have to say. So I'm putting a picture right now on screen. This is something that I shared on my Discord server. If you want to join it, link in the description below. People were asking how is it possible and how were they able to offer two different heads with two completely different hairstyles. You can't just, swap out the faceplate. Well, the head is most likely an entire head. Yeah, two entire heads in the box for you to choose from. As for the torso, the upper body, this is most likely where the seam line is, right? The red lines I've drawn. So the entire upper chest region, including her two arms, they are one single piece. And the entire piece is skin color. So it is very easy to mass produce and paint. Yes, of course, this black color region on the upper chest over here, that is a separate black color piece that they painted separately before they glue it on top. But the skin color parts, including both of her arms, that is one entire big block. Yeah, this is pretty genius figure engineering, I suppose. And that is how they were able to keep the price down. As for character design, well, this is a pretty plain character design, but one cannot go wrong with Alter. If you like the Azur Lane stuff, this is a good purchase or pre-order, obviously. Next up, Flare is back. And somehow, I have no idea why, each time they come up with a new Nikke figure, they almost always turn me off. The only exception was Alice, which I do have one and I have reviewed her way back last year. She is getting a re-release this year. Since then, they had Clay and Bay, I believe, and then now Rapi, and then they had Nero as well, I think. And every single one of the Nikke figures, I had the same complaints, including this Rapi red hood over here. And that would be the figure looks dull, doesn't look very attractive. Sometimes, right, when you look at an anime figure, just a product picture, you are like, wow, I want it. The figure stands out, it shines into your eyes, into your face, and then it makes you want the figure. But for Flare, when I look at their photographs over here, inevitably, I always ask the question, why does the figure look so dull and unattractive? But that could be bad photographs. Could be their photographer not doing a good job, right? This is a great looking figure. Lots of details because she is actually carrying a big ass weapon behind her. And if not for the bland and simple pose, this would have been easy to recommend. And given my experience with reviewing Alice from Flare, they are capable of making very good figures. But it feels like they know that Nikke is popular and they're taking advantage by increasing the prices by a huge margin. I don't think this figure is worth 27,000 yen. Not even close. This is a 23,000 yen figure max, just like Alice. Maybe they saw how well Alice sold and then they regretted not pricing it higher. And for that reason alone, I will leave it up to you to decide whether this is a good pre-order. I think their worst value proposition so far is Red Hood. Nonsense rate, right? I complained about the pricing back then. I think it was 39,000 yen, right? That was absurd. But this one is right up there when it comes to overpricing. Just that Red Hood, nonsense rate Red Hood was a lot worse. If you look at close-up pictures like this one over here, you can see how much detail, how much increased intricacy is on the figure. So I'm sure that they will do a good job and the figure will turn out better than expected compared to these photographs. But surely these photos are not making me want the figure. And for that reason alone, I think I will wait until after release before deciding whether to get it. If the price goes up, so be it, because I'm eyeing the 1x4 skill by Hobby Sakura. But once again, I've said this last week, 1x4 and 1x7 are two separate things. Two different targets consumers, right? Some people don't collect 1.7, some people don't collect 1.4s because of space issues. Ideally, I want one of each, but I'm not jumping the gun yet. I don't think I will be pre-ordering this one yet. They have shared so many pictures, as you can see, with different backgrounds, but all of them suck somehow. Yeah, I have no idea why. Moving on to the next one. Kotobukiya 1/7 scale Melisandre from Unicorn Overlord. Simple pose, but I like it. Heavy shading on the paintwork, only 21,000 yen, releasing in June next year. Yeah, we saw this in Kotobukiya collection and also Mega Hobby Expo a couple of weeks ago. 21k is a very reasonable price for a character from a game that they need to pay licensing cost for. And we are not getting some crappy round disc base. At least you're getting a piece of brick. I'll just call it a brick, right? So this is a good package. You look at the makeup. Her eyes has heavy pink eyeshadows. If you pay attention, there is quite a bit of detailing on this figure, and even the red piece of cloth or apron in front of her. Heavy shading all around. I just love it. I wonder if I will end up buying and reviewing Unicorn Overlord figures one day, but so far I like what I'm looking at. Great base, man. This is how you keep a figure compact, not taking up way too much space by having a nonsensical giant base that no third parties love doing, yet giving us something better than a round plain disc. Yeah, this is the way to do it. Once again, great photograph. This is a great photograph for sure. Right, moving up next, we have Marin Kitagawa Yukata version from My Dress Up Darling. This is by Kadokawa, just under 20,000 yen, releasing in February, which is very soon. So I have already commented this figure in detail when I covered her in One Fest Shanghai just weeks ago. And my opinions remain the same after seeing these official product pictures, which often look better than what you see in One Fest because those are kind of unfinished prototypes, partially painted maybe. So I have no complaints about the figure at all, right? The outfit, smooth finish, I can tell, and then the hair is kinda semi-gloss, shiny. Face is accurate, looks like Marin Kitagawa. Just that, do you think this is worth 20,000 yen? Because I feel like this is a bit too much for such a simple figure. And knowing Kotobukiya, they are going to cut corners with the base. It is going to be some plain round disc base for sure, a tiny one. So I feel like the problem with this figure is not exactly the quality or anything, but the price. Low details are perfectly fine. Simple figures are also fine, but the price needs to reflect that. And for that reason alone, I think this is kinda overpriced. This should be 15-16k max. Moving up next, we have Love Live Nijigasaki High School Idol Club Kanata Konoe by PM Office A or Plum. January release, yup, they only need 3 to 4 months to release a figure, nothing new. And this is going for under 22,000 yen after a small discount by Hobby Link Japan. But this is the standard version. And I have to admit that this is perhaps one of the nicest looking Love Live Nijigasaki characters yet so far. I have never been a fan of this Love Live series. I've mentioned it many times, but this is one of the prettier characters. They do have a great photograph here as well. This is a cute, pretty photograph, but this is the regular version, the standard version. If you want the bonus stuff, it is only available in Ami for 25k, which is a lot. Another 4,000 yen for a wall scroll, and if I remembered correctly, there are 2 faceplates. Or is this just Ami bonus? I'm not too sure, because I saw someone on my Facebook page, you posted in the comments, there is some sort of promo pic featuring this figure with 2 faceplates. I'm not sure if that is PM Office A online exclusive or Ami exclusive. Okay, so I don't think that version is available on Ami as well. If you want the bonus faceplate, I think you need to get it from Nin Game maybe, in case PM Office A does not ship to your country. Or let me just double check for a second before I pass on the wrong information to you guys. Okay, so I know 55,000 followers is a lot, but this page has been pretty dead for the past couple of years. Not gaining much followers, not paying for advertisement. So what was her name again? I just typed Love Live over here. Alright, there you go. And the comments. Yep. So this you're actually getting 2 bonus face plates, but somehow there are no pictures of this on AmiAmi or on Hobbylink Japan, which means most likely you're not getting these extra bonus faceplates on either websites. So I need to correct myself over there. No, you can't get that limited edition on AmiAmi either, so don't bother with this one. And either you save some money and get the standard version, or you have to look for alternatives. Maybe Nin Game might carry it, because they often carry online exclusive stuff over there. But you need to pay a small premium for it. Moving up next, we have 2 figures from Animaster. Both are kind of low budget. And here we go again. Yes, I know. I needed to insert this video into my figure news fix at the last minute because I found out that I missed out on these 2 important figures doing editing. And these kind of things happen because sometimes the figures just disappear from the front page of the figure websites. Can be HLJ, can be AmiAmi or anyone else. In this case, HLJ, the figure just disappeared from the pre-order section when I was filming my video, so I forgot about them. And I just had to add these 2 in because they are such important figures. So the first one is a girl's Frontline 2 Exilum Klukai Cerulean Breaker version. I almost mistook her as HK416. So at 1/7 scale, she is only 11,200 yen, releasing in June next year. If you are a big fan of girls Frontline, this is a no-brainer. This is a must-have. Go and get one. The only small complaint I have is that this figure, or rather the rifle she's holding, it looks like a toy rifle. Maybe that is the intention because she is at a beach and that could be a water rifle, not a real one. And if it is, then fine. So for GFL fans, there is hardly any reason not to get this one. Animaster makes amazing low-budget figures. And to have a GFL figure this cheap, I believe this is the cheapest GFL figure, makes this a no-brainer early pre-order. Moving on to the next low-budget figure here by Animaster, this is something new, Easy Pick series, which is probably their low-budget figure line. As if 11,000 yen, 8,000 yen at 1/7, 1/6 scale isn't cheap enough. They created another cheaper series, Easy Pick series 1/9 scale. Honey debuts Akumi, 2,800 yen only at 1/9 scale, releasing in June next year. I love the character design over here, very nice, but I'm not sure what to think about 1/9 scale because 1/8 is already kind of small to me. Now you're telling me to buy a 1/9, even though it is a price figure level of pricing over here, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I have mixed feelings about it. Because 1/9, I know. Animaster has a series of action figures that are 1/9 scale, and that may be why they are creating a line of scale figures that are of the same scale so that you can display them next to each other and yeah, the figure will fit in very nicely. Maybe that is the intention over here. I'm not too sure. 1/9 is considered above average in size for action figures, but for scale figures, it is kind of small. Right? Most action figures, the popular ones, Revoltech and Figma, they are 1/12 after all. So what do you think? Are you okay with a low budget priced scale figure at 1/9 scale? Let me know down in comments below because I'm not sure what to think about this. But character design wise, very nice, and I don't doubt the brand Animaster for pulling it off and giving us a high quality figure at this price point. Moving on to the next one, I'm surprised that it took Kotobukiya so long to come up with low budget figures because Koto has always been known for well priced scale figures. Their prices are not too high compared to other brands. So what took them so long to offer lower budget figures, right? It is like the perfect Japanese brand to offer us good quality low budget figures, but somehow we waited until this week where we get 1/7 scale Vash the Stampede, Trigun Stampede, Oshi Works. 8,500 yen only at 1/7, may release next year. And it is easy to see why, because his red coat has almost no shading on it, just plain flat red paint, right? That is how they cut cost. But his left arm still looks amazing. You know, metallic paint is not cheap. if you are into painting, be it gunpla or figures, resin, garage kits, or anything else, you will know that metallic paints is often more expensive. And they are not easy to use on airbrushes as well, because they will clog up airbrushes if you're not careful. Well, for the asking price, it looks fine. Moving on to the next one, Bubblehead Nurse from Silent Hill 2 by Kotobukiya. Simple figure, 8,000 yen at 1/7. May release. Somehow we are getting quite a bit of Bubblehead figures from a few brands, and I remember that Prime 1 Studio is also coming up with one, Premium Resin. And I'm not quite sure why people would collect stuff like this, but I'm not really into collecting horror stuff, so I won't be able to understand it. Yeah, great for Silent Hill fans, I suppose. Moving up next from Silent Hill as well, Abstract Daddy or She Works 1/7, 8,000 yen, May release. No comments from me other than saying that, yeah, this is pretty detailed looking. The painting is still pretty impressive. Right, we move on to the next one here, 1/8 scale Honor of Kings collaboration with Hatsune Miku. Oh no, it is not. I just assumed it is a Hatsune Miku collaboration, so this is not Miku. It is just a character that looks like her. Alright, releasing in May, 1/8 scale, 6,000 yen. That is very cheap. Wait, let me go through the pictures for a second. The paintwork on the hair is beautiful, man. Look at the colors. The color gradients, I love it. Okay. This is 90% Miku, but I can see some differences and I can see how this isn't Miku. But if you say that there is a different artist drawing their own version of Miku and claim that this is Miku, I would have believed you. I just told you guys last week that I believe that every popular franchise, especially games, they look at other games, which character is popular, and then they do a derivative of it. Just like Privati in Nikke, she looks a bit like Miku as well. I think this is the same case over here. Okay. You know, I would get one of these and then I would repack her in a box that says Miku and give it to her friend, and then she might believe that it is Miku. Alright, moving up next, we have Pop-Up Red Kazusa Band Event KV version, 6,500 yen April release, and this is the ordinary Pop-Up Red, not L or XL. A good looking one. I actually like this a lot. So I suppose that this is the effect of inflation because the Japanese yen keeps getting weaker. And people in my country, they are flooding to Japan because of how cheap the yen is right now. And when the yen goes down, the prices go up because pop-up rates they used to start at around 4,300 Japanese yen. To be exact, 4,364 yen before taxes and shipping. And then it slowly went up to 5,000 yen for the Hololive characters. And now by today, we are looking at 6,500 yen. I believe that 10 years later, we are looking at pop-up rates costing 10 or 12,000 yen. Don't be surprised if it happens. I think it will happen if the yen keeps weakening like that. Up next, pop-up rate Irie Band Event KV version from Blue Archive, 6,500 yen April release. These two are amazing looking pop-up rates, and I really hope that Good Smile does not screw them up in the paintwork. They are quite complex in fact. Well, maybe the design on her front shirt over here is a decal. Maybe. They don't have to paint it. That makes more sense in fact. Right, moving up next, we have 3 chibi figures over here which I normally don't cover, but we'll just go through them quickly. Arc Knights Would You Like Desert mini series Tallulah, 3,300 yen. So these mini figures by Apex Toys, if you are into collecting miniature style figures, they are great purchases because they are so affordable and yeah, they look good as well. From Arc Knights as well, Chen, and finally, this is Trick Kel Chibi Go Butter by Cerberus Project, 4,500 yen. I don't see this name Cerberus Project much. And I have no clue what is this thing, but she is cute for sure. Now we move on to Ami to check out some exclusive stuff. Before that, if you are interested in pre-ordering or purchasing pretty much anything, not just figures from Hobbylink Japan or OSGK for third parties, please to make use of my links down in the description below, or sometimes you may see a pop-up on the top left corner of this top right corner of this video. You can also click on that. And one more thing would be, if you are enjoying this video so far, please do subscribe and give this video a like. Right, so Ami, this is not an exclusive, but this is a model kit. And I'm bringing it up because this is the same Racing Miku, which was released like 10 or 15 years ago as a scale figure for roughly 8,000 yen or so. It was a pretty cheap scale figure back then. They're taking the same mold, the same sculpt, and then making a model kit derivative of it for 8,000 yen. So if you are into, learning, assembling figures and painting them, then you want to give this a look, go ahead. Yeah. This looks like a simple figure to practice painting on. If you don't mind burning 8,000 yen in case you're not good at painting. Alright, moving on to the actual scale figures this week on Ami. This is an Ami exclusive. Surprisingly, because this is not a difficult figure to find on Taobao at least. Pilot One-san 1/7 scale. This figure has came out before. Yeah, and the reason why they did not mention re-release over here is because they probably changed the colors a bit, a different color version. I'm not too sure at this point, but I feel like this figure has came out already. 23,430 yen. This is the DX version where you are getting a wall scroll. If you don't want that, 21,120 yen. Pilot One-san, wouldn't it be nice if you can display this figure next to a scale model of a helicopter, a military chopper, or even a fighter jet? But it is impossible to find a 1/7 scale plane or helicopter of any kind. It would be massive. Or at least a partial model of it, a scale model. Yeah, but there is nothing like that in existence, unfortunately. Moving up next, we have Uten Keko illustration by Siki 1/7 scale, also by Astrum Design, but this is a regular figure, not an Ami exclusive, just that HLJ has not listed her yet at the time of recording this video. Limited edition with bonus, which is a wall scroll for almost 23k, releasing this December. Yes, 2 months away. And why so soon? Because this figure is already out in China for a few months by now. Yeah, so they just needed to source it, right, from China directly. If you are not into wall scrolls, the standard version is 20,800 yen, which is not bad. And Astrum Design, the problem with this brand is that their original character figures tend to bin. Yeah, I just mentioned this last week, I think, with that Diablos core figure, which I really like, by the way. The Diablos core figure, I would pre-order it early if I wanted her, but original characters like this, it is not a bad idea to wait until after release. Sometimes you can get it a bit cheaper. And this is like idol character. You can display her next to your idol master or Love Live figures and she might blend in seamlessly undetected. Character design is nice though, there are plenty of details on her outfit. I need a closer up picture. Yes, this is what I was looking for. So it is not like Astrum Design is not capable of making high quality detailed figures. They are very much right up there compared to Japanese brands. They are comparable, just that, yeah, I have no idea why these things happen sometimes. Maybe the figure is less popular than expected. The people are not buying it. So yeah, you have overstock and bargain binning. Next up, this one is not an exclusive. So maybe we'll see HLJ listing her this coming week. China Dress Nyan. We just saw this in OneFest Shanghai. Illustrated by Senangam. How to pronounce that name? And I don't think that is a Japanese or even a Chinese artist. Is it Korean or Vietnamese or something? I'm not sure. 1/6 scale deluxe edition, 13,580 yen after a small discount. June 2026 release. So Kiwi Toys, as we all already know, low budget Chinese scale figure brand. This is a tad bit more expensive, but if the quality is better than those that cost 7,000-8,000 yen, then why not? It is still a low price, right? And I'm already seeing why this one is a tad bit more expensive. I think the paintwork here is quite good. The hair is It is more detailed than those that cost 8,000 yen, like the ones I reviewed by, what's the name of the brand again? Animaster, for example, or Happy Topi. This is next level. It is better. I can tell it from these pictures alone. This is closer to something I saw from Siki Anime. Yeah, the cat girl that I just reviewed very recently as well. Quite detailed, man. So if you love the character design, yeah, pre-order it. Why not? This is cheap. Next up here, this is the standard version. 11,500 yen. So what do you get for that 2,000 yen? Let me have a look. Tin badge, Shikishi, and 3D mousepad. Nice. So you're getting 3 bonus items for an additional 2,000 yen. And I would not mind an Oppai mousepad. I would go for it. I'm not sure if that is a normal mousepad or an Oppai mousepad. Yeah, it is an Oppai mousepad. Okay. So I would love to have one. Like in this case, I would get the DX one. I'm not exactly a big fan of wall scrolls because number one, I don't really like to make a mess out of my wall. And number two, if I were to decorate my wall, I would just put up my own photographs, right? I'm a photographer. I can just print my own photographs and frame them and put them on my wall. So I don't have any reasons to purchase or collect wall scrolls. Next up, another low budget figure that is not yet available on HLJ. Maybe we'll get them later this week. Switch illustration by Miyabit. Okay, Miyabit art is good stuff. 1x6 scale by Fingal Toy. 7,400 yen after a small discount, releasing in June next year. I like this one a lot. I might buy it after release. Oh, that is perfect body sculpting. I love it. And a heavy dose of shading plus purple hair. I think Fingal Toy might have made this figure with me in mind. Me specifically. Simple figure, simple pose, but I'm liking this a lot. Not to mention, it is quite photogenic. That heavy dose of shading. Yes, I am going to get one, I think. And I need to bookmark it before I forget. I always forget about low budget figures. And then one day when I'm scrolling through a figure website or something, then I come across it in stock. This is already out. When was it? Oh crap. 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I'll buy it now. Something like that. Yeah, this happens to me very frequently. Right, moving up next. Okay, this is Ami Ami exclusive bonus. It is not exactly Ami Ami exclusive. Just the bonus part is an exclusive. But at the same time, you know, this is a customable edgy figure, which means you can't get it on HLJ after their newest rule, unfortunately. This is Daiki Kogyo Karutamo or original illustration Yurina Inoue 1x6 scale, 24,600 yen, castable both top and bottom, and yes, you will get the pink slit, the nyan nyan down there. May 2026 release, and the standard version is 25k, small price difference. Okay, so with this figure over here, what you need to know is that if you love undressing JKs, just like I do, then you may be attracted to this. For me, is that I've seen this kind of figures way too much, so I'm not that attracted to it anymore because I'm too desensitized at this point. At the same time, this brand Daiki Kogyo, you need to know about two things. Number one is that their figures are below average compared to other edgy figure brands. They are not even close to Hot Venus, native group stuff in general, Rocket Boy, Nocturne, and so on. They are maybe 2 notches below even. So if I rank native as A+ or S tier, Rocket Boy as well, then Daiki Kogyo is a bit like a B-. Not even B, B-, right? That is mostly because they have the occasional quality control issues with paintwork specifically. And the last time I reviewed a figure by them was almost 2 years ago. And it appears that they are still using the old school method of cast off. So now the modern newer cast off figures by Chinese and Japanese brands, they give you additional parts in the box to swap out the entire part, the entire torso, the entire leg or something like that, right? But Daiki Kogyo, in an effort to cut cost, they're still using the old school method of soft PVC. So most likely it is also the same case over here. you will be able to literally peel off her skirt and her shirt, which is very rubbery, very flexible material. You force it off, and that applies to her bra as well over here and her pantsuit. There is a tab on the side, a clip on the side. You unclip it and then you just peel it off just like that. It won't break, right? So this is a lot cheaper, but it has problems, right? The first problem is that you get paint transfer problems slowly over time, where the inner surface of the blue color skirt, especially the blue color skirt over here, it might end up staining on her legs. Yeah. Of course, when you get the figure brand new in the box, there are plastic films to separate the parts so that this does not happen in case the paint has not dried yet. But after you take it out and display it, you know, especially in hot and humid weather, where the paint might soften or melt ever so slightly, then you get paint transfer problems. The next problem is that this kind of soft PVC material, they can become sticky over time. Yeah, the sticky plasticizer problem, a lot more easily than other harder types of PVC. So it is a big risk to keep a figure like this in the box sealed up. If you buy a figure like this with old school cast off mechanism, the bare minimum you can do it is to not lock her up in the box, display it. Yeah, that is the best advice I can give. Alright, moving on to the next one here. The last three figures are from Ami's 18 plus age restricted section. So the first one here is Amakano 2 plus, very popular. Rei Himiyama 1/6 scale by Rocket Boy, almost 30k. Yes, very expensive, but still, if you don't pre-order it, good luck finding one after release at a normal price. Rocket Boy is good stuff and releasing in May 2026. This is just a reverse bunny to me, but one cannot deny that people buy Amakano 2 plus figures for the face. The face is why you buy it. Pretty faces, great face expressions and so on. This one is as good as it gets, even though it is just a bunny girl in toilet squat position, Asian style. Moving on to the next one, Taimanin RPGX again, Rin Uehara. 1/6 scale by Pure, Chinese edgy figure brand, which is excellent as well. 30k after a small discount, releasing in June 2026. You have no idea how much I want Taimanin RPGX figures like these, but I just couldn't review them on YouTube even if I purchase it. And I have no idea why my Patreon does not allow me to upload videos. Yeah, it is like there's nothing wrong with the account, no restrictions or anything. In fact, I barely post anything there and I do feel bad about it because I really don't have the extra time to make more content that is exclusive for Patreon. It is just a place for people to subscribe in case you want to support this channel for any reason. For example, people who use AdBlock, right? So indirectly, we are not making any money because no ads, but you want to support the creator, so you'll find a way to donate, and Patreon is one of the ways to do it. So that is the sole purpose of my Patreon for now. I'm not making exclusive content for that place yet. And even if I wanted to, I could only post uncensored cast-off figure pictures, which are not difficult to find on the internet, right? If you know where to look. And if I wanted to post an uncensored version of an edgy figure review, they don't let me upload videos for some reason. Like the whole setting is being grayed out just because my channel is labeled as 18 plus content creator, because I don't want to lie about that. I post uncensored figure pictures occasionally, so just because my profile there is adult content labeled, they don't let me upload videos. I'm looking for a solution to that. Do you think OnlyFans is the only option? I could even sell my feed pictures over there if you like to purchase them. Alright, I'm moving on to the last one here on Ami Binding Creator's Opinion 1/4 scale Sayuka Kiryu Bunny version, 39,600 yen. May 2026 release. So this is too thick for my taste. No thank you. But if you like this kind of things, yeah, go for it. Binding. I mean, who else makes 1/4 scale edgy figures in the world of genuine licensed PVC figures? Who else other than Binding? No alternatives, right? I don't think so. This is an interesting thought. I've never thought about it. Yeah, I think binding is the only one. So that is all for the Army section, and our last stop is Ninin game. We have 3 figures this week from Beeful Insights of Forts Japan. This is Angel Chan's Life of Saint Muena. 1x5 scale, and this is, oh, I love it. I love that face over there. 22,000 yen roughly, releasing in May next year. If it was any other ecchi figure brand, I would take this figure. Even if it is the B- rated Daiki Kogyo, I would take it, man. I just wouldn't spend on an inside figure unless I'm too rich and I don't know what to do with my money. Then that is a different story. Next up, we have, okay, we Leave Toilet Naruse-san 1x5 scale, 24K, releasing in June 30th next year. More like late June next year. And then there would be the last one. Take Responsibility. Yeah, sure. Rin-chan 1x5 scale, 24K, releasing in May 2026. So all of them are 24K. I think the first one here, this is 24K rather than 22. And that is all for genuine figures on pre-order this week. Now we move on to third-party resin figures making use of Oz GK, which is this channel's partner for the third-party section. And before I proceed to the third-party figures, there is another licensed genuine PVC figure I need to bring up. It is not yet on pre-order on Japanese websites yet, and this one right here is the one I was talking about earlier when I said I would rather trust a new Chinese brand over a new Japanese brand, and I am going to use Arma Bianca over here. I'm going to make an example out of them. So we have Steinsgate Makise Kurisu 15th Anniversary Illustration version, 1x7 scale, and in Japanese yen, at 1x7 scale, this is 27,800 yen. Yeah. So you do the conversion from USD, I think that is pretty close. Releasing in May next year. Okay. So if you look closely at this figure, which part about this figure tells you that this is worth 28,000 yen? I really feel like I'm looking at a price figure, to be honest with you. I think even the low budget PVC figures coming out from China, the genuine licensed ones, look way better than this. This dress over here, the paintwork, the finish and everything really reminds me of my Sakurajima figures by Taito. Yes, the price figures. There are a few price figures out there by Taito, by Sega as well. Does this look like something that is worth 28,000 yen to you? Arma Bianca is already off to a really bad start if they're asking for 28k for this, and I'm not sure how many people will buy it. I'm sure that there will be people who will pre-order this thing anyway. There will be maybe at least a few hundred. But there can't be many pre-orders on this thing because it looks terrible. Go and hunt down the new Makise Kurisu figures by Kadokawa or Good Smile Company. Yes, the ones that come with a huge diorama, a lot of retro televisions, CRT televisions. I think you know which one I'm talking about. Regardless of which one you get, the Good Smile or the Kadokawa one, they are more expensive, over 30,000 yen. But I promise you that it is worth every penny. This is nonsensical for 28k. So Arma Bianca is off to a bad start. Moving on to the next one, now we move into third-party resin figure territory, and the first section is chibi figures. We have 2 Anyas this week, I think. The first one is Rising Sun Studio Trendy Toy Series Arale or Arale. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name correctly. Anya Forger. Okay, crossover with Dr. Slump, which I know nothing about. And each of these cost $34 only because it is 1x10 scale. So it is like this small. Right? Yes, I'm exaggerating, but 1x10 scale, and the face is not exactly that good looking, you know. I would say don't bother. Yeah, the face is a bit off. They should have made this bigger. Maybe 1x7 at $50, I don't know, but make it bigger, man. Next up, we have Free Run over here by RA Studio. $86. Releasing in this December. Okay, so the height of this thing is 16 cm, which is Okay, the base is cheating. This is cheating, right? The base is tall. So this shouldn't be far off the size of an Android, I think. The words over here, it means, wealth, please come in Chinese. So this is like a display piece for Chinese New Year. All Chinese people care about, right? When it comes to celebrating New Year, Lunar New Year is to get richer and richer. We all wish each other, please get rich, please get rich, 恭喜发财. That is what it means, please get rich. Alright, moving on to the next one. Okay, the next section is life-sized stuff. I just want to go through them quickly because these are just plastic girlfriends for those of you who don't want to date a 3D gold digger. So I'm going through them very quickly. The first one is not exactly life-size, 1:2.5 scale. Shirome Mio by Momo Seika Studio. And yeah, it is realistic AF. This is scary, man. Oh, they only have one picture. That is why. This is a teaser pic, no price, no release date yet. Moving on to the next one. This is life-sized by Basilia. I cover them every week. Violent Joy Sunflower Ultra Makeup. Okay, this looks like an Asian version of Tomb Raider or something. $3,600 releasing in, no release date yet. Yeah, Asian version of Tomb Raider, but she is pretty for sure. Super realistic as well. Moving up next, from the same brand, Wind Chime number 3 makeup doll. This is cheap, $1,200. $1,200, maybe because I don't know, man. You see, the main thing that makes these things expensive is the inner skeleton, which is full metal, and depending on how advanced it is, how complex it is, combined with how good the skin material is outside, that is going to be the main decisive factor for the pricing. Next one here from the same brand, Purple Mood Sunflower, $3,600, almost $3,700 in fact. Releasing this December. And then we have Dawn Holy Light Ching Tang, also life-sized, $3,600, releasing in January 2026. The outfit is very nice though, and Atom Punk Studio has one as well, life-sized, Bishoujo Ji Luo. Oh, this is a half-body bust? It is not a full figure. This reminds me of a dead or alive character. Mary Rose, right? Reminds me of her. Oh, this is a bust statue. Okay, this is... it is a bust figure. Okay. They could have made this into Mary Rose from Dead or Alive. Then maybe they can convince more people to buy it. $2,500. And Basilia again. Nier Automata 2B. I love 2B, man. $3,600, no release date yet. Pretty face, yeah. I'm too lazy to go through the pictures because I doubt that many of you would buy this, right? Or maybe you have deeper pockets than I do and you're just too ashamed to share with me that you have a dozen of these at home. I don't know. Personally, I would love to own one of these things one day, but not to bang them. It is like owning a life-sized statue of a very famous game character or anime character. I would love to have one of these someday, yes. It is like a display piece in my home, in my man cave or something, in my studio. And when people visit, the ignorant ones at least, they would be like, wow, look at that collection over there. It is a bit of a bragging right, I suppose. But people who know, of course, they will ask you all kinds of questions, and then they would be so tempted to touch the doll or the figure all over the place. But yeah, it is still something that is nice to have, at least one of them in a collection, a life-sized statue or doll. So I'm not sure if I will get to own one day, because these things cost an average $3,000 on average, right? Moving on to the next one, now we enter original character section. Finally, actual figures. The first one here, President Fei Collectibles licensed figure brand Hyaki Yagia. Reminds me of Hyakaryoran, man. Okay, Foxfire 1x4 scale statue, $500, releasing in June next year. This really reminds me of Hyakario Run. Actually, for the amount of details in the base, the entire figure and so on, and the fact that it is licensed, $500 is not bad, but it is original character after all. The license is usually very low or even non-existent if it is an in-house designer who designed the character, right? As an art piece, I do find it pretty attractive. Yeah. Figures like this are for art collectors, not necessarily just figure collectors. Moving up next, JND Studio 1/6 scale JND Hongrion of Girls Revolution must be original character action figure. What? 678. Okay, basic version is 343 and collector's version 678. Why is it so expensive? Let's see if there is anything special included with the statue or the figure. This is a figure, not a statue. Is it like we're getting 2 of them for the price of $670? To be honest with you, I don't find this to be pretty special in any way to be worth that much. I love the face though. In fact, if this is an actual person, this would be like my type of girl. Yeah, the face and the hairstyle and everything, I find her pretty attractive. Just that I'm not sure how this is worth $370. Is it $370 again? Basic version $343. Yeah, I'm not sure how this is worth $343 as a starting price. Because most 1/6 scale action figures, they're roughly $200. Plus minus, some are a bit higher, some are a bit lower. This is a bit much, but yeah, very pretty. Up next, we have Pens Power Studio, Freyna, the First Descendant. The First Descendant is a game, I think. This should have been in the game section. I messed things up. Okay, $372 at 1/4 scale, June release. Oh, nice. My kind of thing, science fiction style, but I'm not sure if I like her face at all. Okay, now with a closer look, it looks a lot better, even with the helmet on over here. You see this mask over here? The problem is that it reminds me of a really dumb product. A consumer product made by a brand called Dyson. Not sure if you have heard of them, but they are famous for their vacuum cleaners or hair dryers or anything related to filtration. And they made a headphone with an air filtration system in front of your face. So it looks like something straight out of Cyberpunk or Bane. Yeah, the Bane from Batman. It looks so stupid. I'm not sure who will wear that in the public, and that thing costs like $1,000. By now, that product has been discontinued, but if you are curious, you can just search for the phrase, "This is the dumbest product I have ever reviewed." It is a video by Max Brownlee or MKBHD. It is amusing to watch at least. And this reminds me of that. And that is why I'm not sure what to think about the character design over here. Right, moving on to the next one here, we have Pop Costume Studio, Ghost Attendant. This is an actual original character, and I love the character design so much. This is a bit like a realistic version of Shuten Doji from FGO, or maybe you love Azur Lane, then this is a bit like a realistic Noshiro from Azur Lane. $233 releasing in March next year, 2026. You remove the horn, it is also my kind of girl. I like this so much. I would love to have it, you know. I'm not exactly action figure type of person, but if the joints are seamless, I couldn't see any joint lines, then why not? I love it. The character design is sick, man. Oh, this looks fabulous. I love the character design. I just couldn't stop repeating myself. Right, moving on to the next one. Now we enter anime character section. So we start off with One Piece, 1/4 scale Robin bust statue by Uno Studio, $151 only, releasing in March 2026. For a bust figure, even though it is half a figure, $151 is exceptionally cheap. I suppose that I can compare it to a 1x6 scale figure since the height is 23.5. Yeah, this is nice. Very nice. Next up, we have Longhu Studio Kujaku from One Piece, $170. No release date yet. And they only have one tiny picture. This is a prototype and early bird pre-order, I think. Looks promising at least, even though the picture is low resolution. Next up, we have Tianxie Studio, Navy Series number 1, Gian from One Piece, $149. No release date yet as well. Before I click on the picture, I'm going to guess that it is only one single picture and low resolution. Okay, it is actually high res, at least something. Yep, low budget One Piece figure with adequate painting. Look at the shading over here on the thighs. You can see some pink color. The knees as well. So, alright, painting is fine. $151 is about right for something like this. Next up, Longhu Studio again, Luck from One Piece. $189, no release date yet. Looks fine as well. Like, this is your typical lower budget resin figure, which is very common when it comes to One Piece. There are way too many choices out there, in fact. And they don't seem to have a very limited production. Like, there are so many of them out there sometimes. If they do sell out, then they just make a new version. Yeah, this is often what happens to these One Piece figures. Next up, we have Dragon Ball Android 18 by JY Studio, $129 at 1x6 scale, releasing in March 2026. Giant forehead, just like the original Android 18 looks like. This is pretty loyal to the actual character design from the anime. I love it. Not bad at all. This is not bad at all. Right, the price is low, $130. Next up, we have YYDS Studio Detective Conan I Haibara, $112. I wasn't sure whether to include this in the chibi section or the anime section. Anyways, $112, 1x6 scale, releasing in March. This brand makes a lot of Detective Conan figures, and since they make so many of them, it means that they will get it right. They are experienced, right? This does not look like water to me. It looks like slime to me. She got kidnapped by slimes. But the figure does look good at least. Moving up next, we have Ayanami Rei from Evangelion by Ziye Studio, $179 at 1x6 scale, releasing in September next year. Even for a Race Queen figure, this is a tad bit too plain, and the best way to compare this is to use any Apex Toys Race Queen figures from Azur Lane as a comparison. You know, for a Race Queen figure or Race Queen character, usually the jacket and the outfit they are wearing is quite shiny. It is like polyurethane or artificial leather, PU leather. So I'm not sure if matte finish over here is a good choice because it makes the figure less attractive. If she is wearing fabric clothing, then sure, you go for a matte finish. But I think a gloss finish or at least semi-gloss would make the figure look a lot better in this case. Face-wise, no problem. Right, next up here, Asuka from Evangelion by Buff Studio, $151, releasing in, no date yet, 1x6 scale, and even at $151, we get this plain yellow summer dress that Asuka is known for. I'm not sure if this is worth $151. This looks more like something that cost $110, $120. Yeah. I sound like a cheapskate when I complain about $30, but I suppose that some of you will agree with me that $30 is still a significant amount of money. Paintwork on the hair is really good though. I have to credit them for that. The orange gradient paint on her hair is very nice. Next up, Asuka again, and what the hell is this, man? Pepeho Studio, Asuka on the bed, hospitalized, $191. Okay, this is pretty creative, but why? Why would you make a figure of someone appearing to be unconscious or sleeping in a hospital bed. 1/6 scale March release. I suppose that you should just get one because this is something I've never seen before in the world of anime figures. The closest thing I've seen are nurse figures, right? Edgy nurse figures that comes with a bed or comes with a blood bag or something like that, a stand next to them. I've never seen one that is unconscious sleeping on the bed. There is some originality to this, at least. Some creativity, I suppose. Next up, we have two figures from Nana. This is Leila Serizawa by Newzoo Studio and Black Studio. $172, releasing in March 2026. I wonder if we are getting a new manga or a new anime remake, but recently I'm seeing some resurgence in this manga, Nana manga over here. 20 years ago, we did get an anime or an OVA, I think. The hair is amazing, isn't it? I just have to marvel at the hair. They look pretty fragile for sure, and not easy to manufacture or even 3D print. I think the hair over here is a major highlight of this figure. I've never seen a PVC figure with individual hair strands, like small groups of hair, like this one over here. This is something, man. Right. Next up is also the same character, Leila Serizawa by T1 Studio. $172, releasing in June 2026. Oh, this is a more anime style face. I think the face is a bit different. Okay, this is like classic manga art. And this is like anime art. Yeah. I think I prefer this one. If I had to choose, I prefer this one, but both of them look pretty good. Even when it comes to the hair, this is quite a lot more detailed. I think this is based on manga artwork, and this is like based on the animation, the OVA. Just a matter of personal taste. Both look pretty good regardless. Okay, I want to take a look at the hair. Wow, the hair is quite something. Right, moving up next, we have one of the worst third parties this week because of the face, Mitsuri Kanroji from Demon Slayer by Anonymous Studio. 1/6 scale is going for $315 and 1/4 scale for $33. What is up with that face, man? That face looks terrible. It is like she ate way too much. Way more than what we saw in the anime, and then she is starting to get fatter, and then the part that got fat is her face. Not the body, but the face. Yeah, the face is too fat. So, just looking at the face alone, I think this is a nope for me. Moving up next, yeah, we have a lot of third parties this week. I'm trying to speed things up a little bit. Alice 21 Studio is back, and they have an amazing looking free run figure over here for $197 at 1/6 scale, March release as well. Almost there. They are almost there, but I'm not sure what to think about her mouth. I think her mouth looks kind of unnatural. They need to fix the mouth, man. This is such a shit. Okay. Alright. It is a matter of viewing angle. From this angle, it looks a lot better, and I think they're going for detail. They actually carved a hole in her mouth, and there is a small tongue sticking out. Yeah, now I'm starting to understand why the mouth looks like that. They actually punched a hole in the mouth. Okay, so from this angle over here, it looks a bit off. But then once I look at her from this angle, I think she looks good. I noticed that one of my followers in Facebook, you also complained about the mouth. I saw a comment. Just that I'm too busy to reply to every comment. But now that I'm looking at this in detail, now Facebook resizes the images we post. They are not exactly high res. Now I get to zoom in like this. I think it looks fine. Yeah, the mouth looks fine. Just that it looks a bit weird initially. What? Now we get to see her tongue so closely. Yeah, the mouth looks very different depending on the viewing angle because the mouth is like very 3D in a way. And I really appreciate Alice 21 Studio for paying so much attention to the sculpt of the figure. So my verdict on her mouth, I think initially it may look a bit funny, but the more you look at her, I think the more it will seem normal to you. Yeah, releasing in March. Yeah, I just mentioned that. Alright, moving on to the next one. Resin is so popular, so many third parties are making figures of her. So this one is by Mountain Rain Cloud Studio, $389 for the high edition, which is the base. Low edition, they don't have any pictures, I think. My guess is that low edition is probably just the figure without the base behind it. I think that is the case over here. Because low edition is only $189, less than half the price. This is a very good resin figure. The face looks amazing. And you get, the what do you call that character? That one behind her. It is a bit like two figures and a giant base for $389. I think it is fine, the pricing. In fact, this is one of the better resin figures I've covered in recent weeks. This is really good. Just that I wish that, the purple hair would have a bit more gradient, but the way it is right now, it is looking fantastic already. If they don't change it, it is still fine. I think there is a bit of it, just that it is so minimal that I won't be able to tell that clearly in front of a screen. Next up, another Chainsaw Man figure. This one we have Makima and Resin, and this hand grab on Opie thing must be inspired by some edgy figures by, was it Insight? What brand was it? There were genuine brands that do stuff like this, right? And even though it is solid hard, it is a PVC figure, the way they sculpt it, it looks soft, and that is quite the sight to behold. So you can get either one for $331 at 1/4 scale, which is not worth it, because if you get the set with resin over here, $517 to divide it by half, it is roughly $260 each instead of over $300. So yes, get the pair, get the set. Just that the face, I'm looking for the face over here. Speaking of the face, I think the one earlier by Mountain Blah Blah Studio earlier, that is so much better. So you are getting this for the fan service, obviously. However, for Makima, the face, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if YouTube will have a problem with these pictures over here. This is technically not Hadaka, but it is a piece of artwork, a sculpture, right? And I feel like her eyes should be a tad bit smaller, a bit sleeker. Yeah. Moving on to the next one here, another Makima. This one is terrible. NY Studio, $134. Basically, a low effort bikini figure, which feels like I'm looking at a price figure, except it is $134. And even the face is kind of odd already. Does not really look like Makima that much. No release date yet, but whatever, forget about this one. Moving on to the next one. Wow, this is nice. Green Tea Studio CC from Code Geass Bunny version in micro bikini, $187. There are two versions over here. This is the bikini version, and the second one I won't be putting on screen because she is almost Hadaka with a black color heart on the pink dot on the chest, right? Very popular nowadays. If I had to choose, it is difficult. I would settle for either one. Yeah. September 2026 release. And the great thing about this figure is that the face is so right. They got the face so right. It is one of the prettiest CC faces by any third-party brand. So if you like what you're looking at, even though it is just a bikini, which I just complained about Makima minutes ago, the difference here is that the face. It is all about the face. That is what makes the difference. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have Ling Yue Studio, Your Forger cosplaying as Silk Song Hornet. Nice. And even the face, right? Okay, this one I should be able to zoom in, no problems. You look at her face on the right side, beautiful face, heavy blush over there. Yep, this is beautiful. And that is tough because if I have this figure, I would struggle to choose between displaying either one. Maybe I would swap out the head every week. This is a beautiful Your Forger figure, a crossover that really works. And the paintwork, the shiny, glossy paintwork, they really nailed it over here. $223 with one extra head is just about right for a high quality resin figure at 1.6. Releasing in March next year. Next up, this is a surprise. Never expected Kotori to get a scale figure from a third party. Dead Alive Wu Shi San Studio. Okay. 1/7 scale only, which leads me to suspect that this is a recast GK. I don't have any proof, I'm just suspecting. There are 3 color variants over here. Black stockings, and then we have white stockings, and version C would be barrel leg. Tough choice. I think I would take the black or the white one. I really don't know how to choose. The black one is a bit more detailed, I suppose. $114 each at 1/7 scale, releasing in... Okay, no release date again. Come to think of it, we get scale PVC figures of almost every Dead Alive characters, but Kurumi obviously gets the most. But everyone is ignoring the best loli, which is Kotori. Yes, best loli. I like her more than Yoshinon. Face is good, no problems over here. As long the figure ends up looking the same, then this is a very good Kotori figure that I can vouch for. Price is cheap as well. Moving up next, we have Ling Chin Perfect World Animation. Yeah, we are still in anime section at the moment. Chinese anime, which I don't really watch. Huoling 1/6 scale, $236 action figure. Licensed and releasing in September next year. Fabric outfit, of course. I was about to ask a very dumb question. The hand looks realistic though. I don't really know what to say. It is a licensed figure, which means it is going to turn out fine. It is going to turn out excellent. Yeah, so the face is really pretty though. No comments otherwise. Next up, okay, now we are in game characters section, I think. Battle Through the Heavens. Is this anime or game? I'm not sure. Cosmic Creations 1/6 scale Little Fairy Doctor. Licensed. $236. Releasing in December 2026. Looks pretty awesome. It is insane how good action figures have come. And I feel like Western brands like Hot Toys are falling behind. Their stuff are bloody expensive. But for some reason, each time I go through these Chinese figures, it feels like they are doing a better job. Much better job, yeah. Of course, you want an Iron Man figure, you still turn to Hot Toys. But then I've heard of complaints about their paint quality as well. Like paint fading or even flaking off the figure. The paint wasn't sticking. So, man, the Chinese are winning in everything. Not just figures, even cars, electric cars. Right, next up we have NTR Studio, Bunny Hatsune Miku. This is reverse bunny outfit. So, you know what to expect. Black color, love or spade-shaped objects on their chest. And pretty much Hadaka. $215. The face is nice. I love it. They got Miku's face so nice over here. September release next year. So if you like what you're looking, pre-order it because the genuine brands will never make anything like this. That is for sure. And not to mention, Miku's chest is way smaller than this one over here. Moving up next, we have Whale Studio Red Sweater 2B. And that dude over there, which I don't know what is his name, $331 for each at 1/4 scale. And this one appears to be customable. If they are censoring a figure like this, it has to be customable. Yeah. With 18 plus female and male. There we go. This is customable. To me, this is like a cheap way to sell fan service. I'm not sure if I like figures like this. I wouldn't bother. Up next, we have Artbox Studio. This is an update from months ago, I think, where she was on early bird pre-order. Now we have Saber Fate Stay Night DLC? What? Version A? Is it really $120? Oh, I see. They are selling only the head. I'm starting to remember things now. So, the actual statue is already on pre-order for a while, but it was realistic face, and then I remembered complaining about it. Now you get to purchase the head separately as an add-on, $60. Version B, $80. I think this is only the head. You're buying only the head. DLC after all. And set. Yep, there we go. Version A, anime head. Version B, realistic head. Seems like they're selling the head separately from the figure for some reason, but why not, right? Let people choose. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is early bird, but somehow they have a price already. And release date to $197 and June 2026 release for this Melusine figure in a flight suit from FGO. Yuja Studio. I have no idea why they keep saying Fate Stay Night. It is FGO, not Fate Stay Night. And all they have to offer us this time is a CGI image. So there's nothing much to discuss over here. I need to see the actual figure. This is a beautiful piece of artwork, which is probably the artwork they're basing the character design on, but you know, how am I supposed to judge what the figure is like with these CGI images over here? Next up, LS Studio Ishtar, FGO again, $391, which is not a bad price for 1x4 scale. Releasing in, they don't have a date again. Okay, my complaint is simple, the stupid face. Yeah, give us a realistic face. Everything else, I love it. She's sitting on her bow, right? This is right in between. It is a bit anime-ish, but also realistic at the same time. Give us an anime version, man. It is such a waste because the rest of the figure is beautiful. I love it. And it is 1x4 too. We don't have a 1x4 scale Ishtar figure. From genuine brands, of course. Next up, FGO again. FGO is pretty strong this week. Karma Octopus by YJ Studio. $251 at 1x7 scale. And since it is 1x7, maybe it is a recast of an existing GK from Japan, releasing in June. Oh, come on, low resolution pic. What the hell? I'm not really into tentacle or octopus stuff, but you know what? In Fate Zero, we did have a giant taco over there, a giant octopus, and all this, what you call tentacle stuff, it is also a common theme in FGO, depending on the character. So this is a very nice figure, man. And this is one of those figures which I wish that a genuine brand would make someday. All because I prefer PVC and ABS given a choice because they are less fragile. But I would take this regardless if I had the money. Yeah, I want one. Right, moving up to the next one here by YJ Studio as well, Virtuosa from Arknights, $233, releasing in June. This is a 1x6. The whole figure is almost black and white, but looks kind of nice, kind of glassy in a way. The face is wow. I'm loving it already. I'm avoiding Arknights, but I'm loving it already. This is actually one of the main highlights this week in my opinion. Together with that Karma figure earlier. I like it so much. And that Reze figure earlier by Mountain Something Studio. Among the best this week. Next up, YJ Studio again, Dark Amiya from Arknights, $246 at 1x7, June release. And is this what Dark Amiya looks like? Because I wasn't sure if this is a painted figure or a very early prototype that has not been painted yet. I'm not sure what I'm looking at over here. And since I don't watch the, I don't play the game, and I haven't went beyond episode 3 yet for the anime adaptation, which we're not sure if Dark Amiya is even a thing in that anime adaptation. So is this really what she looks like? If you know something, you play Arknights, let me know in the comments below. Because this thing looks incredible. but I am unsure if this is a finished product or it is a prototype or CGI render even. I am more inclined to think this is unfinished. Yeah, but the sculpt is incredible. Next up, we have Third Eye Studio Pura in swimsuit from The Legend of Zelda, $389 at 1:4 scale, releasing in March 2026. Simple figure, but Zelda has a lot of fans, so this thing will sell easily. And 1:4 at $389 is not too bad of a price. The face looks good as well. So hey, not bad, right? I'm not a fan of Zelda. Never liked the character designs, but not bad as a third-party offering. Next up, we have licensed figure Tri-Eagle Studio, which means most likely in the coming weeks, HLJ will offer her as well. Nikke Cinderella 1:4 scale, $653 for the deluxe version. Water Patch Eye version, whatever that means, $637. Glass Eye version, $653. Oh, okay. I think I know what they are talking about. You see, when they translate word for word from Chinese into English, things can sound weird. Water Patch Eye version, they are referring to decal. The eye is a decal. Glass Eye version is most likely, yeah, there is a separate part inside the eye for the eyeball. And then there is a clear glass or clear material on the outer surface covering the eye, which is obviously the better one to go for. And that is also what I would choose. But even though that is beautiful as a display piece, for photography, that is a huge nightmare. The reflections, right? The glare and all that annoying stuff. But I have to wonder why they are offering this as two separate figures just for that difference in one eye. Why not include two head sculpts in the box and charge a bit more? That would be better. Yeah. It makes no sense to offer two entire different figures. Right, moving on to the next one, Blue Archive Asuna Bunny version by Pure Crush Studio. $289 with DLC because this should be customable, I think. And without DLC, the price is $235. I have went through the details of this figure in the description below, and yes, this is customable. The DX version, you are getting a full Hadaka body replacement. Face looks good, as is the case with most, if not all, Asuna Ichinose figures. Next up, we have an amazing set of Azur Lane figures, Musashi and Shinano. If you get the set for $49 at 1:4 scale, which is an incredible price. And one of the main highlights this week, obviously. If you get them separately, which I don't see a point, $297. Yeah, that means $600. But if you take the set, you get $150 off, a huge price cut. So Musashi and Shinano, both of them look incredible. The only one single job left for Astral Spirit Studio is to make sure that they turn out well, right? They look exactly like these pictures over here, and this would be easy to recommend. As for the brand Astral Spirit Studio, I believe that they have a lot of stuff out there. It is not a new brand, and if you look for user pictures around, I think the figures are fine. I've seen them before. I'm not sure if I will cover them in my upcoming which third-party resin figure brand is good. Episode 9, it is coming. I'm not sure if I'm covering that brand. It depends on whether I get the pictures or not. But so far, I think their stuff are pretty decent. So you should give this a serious look if you are looking for 1:4 scale Azur Lane figures. And the last figure for today, this is so breathable. Rooming Studios 1:6 scale Seed from Zenless Zone Zero. $170. No cast off, but that does not matter because, wow, that ass just screams to be spanked, man. Plop, 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 plop. Yup. That is one breathable backside over there for $170. The sculpt is beautiful. That's what I'm trying to say actually. The sculpt thing is fantastic. And the face looks good as well. Rooming Studio, I will be covering this studio in an upcoming episode, the video I was talking about just seconds ago. And their figures are excellent. So this is a brand that I can vouch for. $170 is a no-brainer given what you're getting over here. March 2026 release. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order early, or which one will you be keeping an eye on and purchase after release? Yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Share it with me. What are you interested in? Until then, if you found this video enjoyable or informative, give this video a like, subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. And until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.